Graphing a line in slope-intercept form, or graphing a line given an equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, so slope-intercept form is of the form of y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of a line and b is the y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept is the point that crosses the y-axis. So given a Cartesian plane, we're looking for the point that crosses this y-axis. Okay, so when a line crosses the y-axis, we know that our ordered pair here has an x value of 0, and the y value is going to be whatever b is here. So our ordered pair would be 0, comma b. We would start at the origin and either move up or down, depending on if b was a positive or a negative number. So we start by plotting the y-intercept, and then you use the slope to find the next point. Now, it's important for us to talk about what a slope is. A slope is the steepness of a line. And if slope is positive, we're going to see a line that increases from left to right. So this is what a positive slope is going to look like. And if a slope is negative, it's going to decrease from left to right. So we should see that the line fall from left to right if your slope is negative. Now that's an easy way for you to check just to see, is my line going in the right direction? Okay, and that's an important thing for you to start noticing what is the mistake I'm making. So that's an easy check just along the way. If you have a positive slope, the line should increase from left to right, and if you have a negative slope, the line should decrease from left to right. Okay, slope again is rise over run. So when we have this, we know that rise means our change in our y value. So we're either going to go up or down, depending on if it's a positive or negative. And run means we're going left and right. So it's the change in our x values. And we're going to either go left or right, depending on if that's a positive or negative. Now, if you're trying to figure out what's a positive and what's a negative here, if you have a positive slope, typically, if you have a positive slope, hold up a second, let's go this way. We can just look at our positive slope here. If we have a positive slope and say this is a given point, we can find another point on this line by going from the original point. You're going up and to the right. So we've got a positive direction for our y and a positive direction for our x. Now, what if you didn't have room and you couldn't go up and to the right? Well, you could reverse both directions and you can go down and to the left. A negative divided by a negative is also a positive. So remember that if you don't have enough room to move up and to the right to plot your point, you can also go down and to the left to plot a point. Now, a negative slope means that we have one direction that's going to be negative. And a negative direction either means that our y value is negative, so we're going to go down, or our x value is negative, so we would go left. But you can't have both, because both mean that it's positive, right? A negative divided by a negative is positive, so only one of those can be negative. And again, we can look at this on here, a negative slope. Well, to find this point here, we would go up, which is positive, and to the left, which is negative. So we would have a positive divided by a negative, which is a negative number. And then if we didn't have room there, you could, and we want to find this point, you could go down and to the right. Okay, if we go down, that's a negative direction, and to the right is a positive direction, so we would have a negative divided by a positive, which is, again, a negative. So either of those are going to work. Okay, so you start by plotting your y-intercept. So if you were given the equation, let's just say, if we were given this equation, y equals 2/3 x minus 4, okay, our y-intercept is at 0, -4, because we have this negative sign here, so we're going to have a negative here, because remember our equation form is y equals mx plus b. And 2/3 is our slope. So m is equal to 2/3. That means we can either go up 2 and to the right 3, or you could go down 2 and to the left 3. Okay, so we're going to start by plotting our y-intercept. So you start at your origin, and then we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place your point. And then our slope is 2/3, so we're going to go up 2 and to the right 3. So our next ordered pair would be here, because we've gone up 2, and to the right 3. And then we can go up 2 more, and to the right 3 more to get this point. And then you would draw a straight line through these points. You want to make sure that you extend that line through the majority of your Cartesian plane, and then you need to add those arrows to each side of your line to indicate that it's actually a line and not a line segment.